He seems to choose his victims randomly, approaches them quickly, at night, and blasts them with a semi-automatic handgun. Tonight, Phoenix police tell CNN the serial shooter in their city has struck again.
A 21-year-old man and a 4-year-old boy were in a car. It was during that time that we believe the serial street shooter shot at the car. Fortunately, neither the man or the child were struck.
That was on July 11th. It's taken weeks for investigators to establish that this was indeed the same man who they say has killed 7 people in 9 attacks since March. Children have been targeted twice, including 12-year-old Malia Ellis, shot and killed as she listened to music inside a car. Authorities have raised the reward to $50,000, put out this sketch of the suspect. Police tell us he's likely a Hispanic man in his 20s, tall and thin. Profilers say he's a narcissistic psychopath.
What we have here is a person who cares not about anybody else but himself. He gets a big thrill out of anything that draws attention to him. He wants to feel powerful and in control. He has no empathy whatsoever.
And no apparent connection to any of his victims. But he does have an MO. Police say some of the shootings were in East Central Phoenix, including the last one. But most have occurred in a blue-collar section of West Phoenix called Maryvale.
What does the pattern tell you?
What's clear is that he's comfortable in both of these areas of the city, east and west, maybe because he knows a place to park that he considers safe and far enough away when he does these shootings. Maybe he's lived in the neighborhood or worked in the neighborhood.
CNN is told investigators are looking into whether the gunman works in a mechanic shop or a car sales lot. Police believe he has access to multiple vehicles. 2 are described as a white Cadillac or Lincoln-type vehicle and a dark 5 Series BMW sedan from the late 90s or early 2000s. He always approaches his victims in a car, gets away in a car. He may have an accomplice. How could this killer slip up?
I think the biggest mistake this particular individual might make is that he's starting to think he's invisible, like he's a phantom. Hey, this composite has been out there, and nobody's turning me in. They talk about my vehicle. Nobody's turning me in.
Bullshit. Bullshit. Come on. Hot, sicker than your average. Pop a twist cabbage off instinct. Niggas don't think shit stink. Pink Gators, my Detroit players.
Help to power America to its position of global dominance in the 20th century.
Never lose, never choose to. Bruise, cruise, who? Do something.
In terms of violent crime.
Up to us, wanna do us, screw us.
This is what happens when you go from 35 people to close to 2,000 people, I guess. That puts the American people first.
Recently, niggas frontin' ain't saying nothing, so I just speak my peace, keep my peace. Cubans with the Jesus peace, with my peace. Packing, asking who?
Thank you.
You got it, nigga, flaunt it. That Brooklyn bullshit, we on it.
Biggie, 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 can't you see? Sometimes your words just
Tax seizing, poverty-inducing, Obama, Clinton agenda. Vote for Hillary, bring back the jobs. Many promised jobs. This is a direct quote. In other words,
I put hoes in NY onto DKNY. Miami, DC, prefer Versace.
This is what I want to do.
Every cutie with the booty, boy, the coochie. Now who's the real dude? Meaning who's really the shit?
51 years.
Rod Dick, Frank White pushed the stick on the left.
I will say the Bernie Sanders people had far more energy and spirit.
Gon' blast, please first. Ask questions last. That's how most of these so-called gangsters pass. At last, a nigga rapping about
isolation is not an option.
Expensive cars and still leave you on the pavement. Condo paid for.
Without security, there can be no prosperity.
Stuck in the Brooklyn basement, face it, not guilty. That's how I stay filthy. Richer than Richie, so you niggas come and get me.
I was born in a corrupted system, it doesn't give a fuck about you, nor me, nor the life of our lovely kids. Don't be a victim of things I do to survive. cause I won't wishing you any good, you Babylonians.
Superman, where are you now? When everything's gone wrong somehow. The men of steel, the men of power.
Mr. Uptown, Russ, New World Order, depopulation.
This is the time, this is the place, so we look for the future. But there's not much love to go around. Tell me why this is a land of confusion.
Weapons monitors called the other one a partial success because the missile flew 250 miles and even briefly entered space.
Saying that he can realistically attack Americans.
On Wednesday, 14 Americans were killed as they came together to celebrate the holidays. They were taken from family and friends who loved them deeply. They were white and black, Latino and Asian, immigrants and American-born, moms and dads, daughters and sons. Each of them served their fellow citizens, and all of them were part of our American family. Tonight I want to talk with you about this tragedy, the broader threat of terrorism.
People will ask why. That's the big question whenever you bring up that this may have been a deliberately pre-planned event. And I would say there's lots of reasons for false flag terror attacks, for false flag terror events. First of all, it's to inject fear into the public consciousness. When people are in fear, they don't make good decision-making processes, and they're willing to listen to whatever a so-called savior comes along and tries to tell them to do, first of all. Well, we've gone into other countries and waged wars of aggression to seize resources. You know, this so-called never-ending war on terror and the fear that it produces. A whole new department of Homeland Security, akin to the Gestapo of Nazi Germany. You know, all the subsequent losses of civil liberties that went along with it and the rising militarization of the police. There's lots of reasons for false flag attacks.
Everlake